good, YouTube? Naturally Unprofessional back with another video. This video is by the Storyteller, Operation Black Steel, Negro Spirituals. Let's get into it.
For context, this video went through several different rewrites because I wanted to make sure I got everything right. So if something is wrong, I'm gonna cry. Something I've referenced several times in my videos is Jesus. Not this one, this one. My point is, I feel like religion is often misinterpreted in many ways, by people inside and outside the community. And by extension, the whole concept of faith is very misconstrued. Some people have created this belief system that blackness and spiritual beliefs are mutually exclusive, and I find that interesting. Let's talk faith. Let's talk about it.
Negro Spiritual, Operation Black Steel.
It's called Operation Black Steel.
We should call
We're calling it Operation Black Steel. I like that name. We're not changing it.
The episodes I'm going to reference the most in this episode are The Passion of the Reverend Ruckus, A Huey Freeman Christmas, Pause, and bits and pieces of Black Jesus. The reason I do this is ultimately to give the episode some focus, as opposed to this series ultimately amounting to Storyteller's soapbox. In The Passion of Reverend Ruckus, Ruckus has a dream where he goes to white heaven, and preaches that in order to get to heaven, black people have to hate themselves and love white Jesus.
Hell no, my
I'm not
nigga.
making that up. From my understanding, this is the play on the idea that slave masters used religion to oppress and suppress black people, and I have mixed opinions on this, but more on that later. In the episode Pause, Winston Jerome is using Christianity as a front to
Hold on, let's see what you're about to say.
write gay plays and sleep with oily, light-skinned men.
That shit was mad out of control. But Christianity, what do you say? Religion was made in slavery, or religion was used in slavery to control black people. It was. It was like they safe haven to calm their slaves down, to have them work and have something to look forward to, knowing that when they die it's going to be peaceful, or having somebody to look up to for hope to get them out the situation that they was in. That's true. Because, we was always spiritual people. We always had gods, but we understood that God was within us instead of in the book. And the whole problem I have with religion, not telling nobody that you should not believe in any religion. You should. But you should not let that religion consume your life. And what I mean by that is that you got to understand that every book was handwritten, man-made. God never wrote no book. Jesus never wrote no book. Gandhi never wrote no book. Muhammad, well, he did write a book, but he was a prophet. Those people are God sent to navigate their people on the righteous path, to inform them that it is a God. But what people fail to do is take the good parts out of the Bible or the Quran or the I don't know what they call the other books, but they fail to take the good things and add those to their life in a spiritual way. People literally take those words literally and will get in arguments with other people about what a book said that another man wrote. These are another man's ideals of God. These are not in stone. These are not God. God is within inside you. Once you find your happiness, your place, and connect with yourself on a spiritual level, you will find God yourself. Because God is the universe. God created you. He didn't create no damn book. He created you. And you created the book. You follow the book, but you're not following yourself. Yourself is God. Why would he created you and you create a book? Why would you follow something that you created instead of what he created? That don't make no sense. And now we going to war with other people that he created over greed, over pride, over wrath, the 7 deadly sins. That's what we fighting all over for. And I think religion is a thing to manipulate people, because once you have two people that got strong beliefs and you clash with each other, war is going to happen. The same thing with people in sports. They got their favorite hometown team and they just shit on other people's team. And sometimes it's just trash talking and some people let it go. But other times that shit can turn to something very violent. I say that to say that the Bible stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth. Basic, basic instructions. It's telling you the good and what you should hold yourself up to. Good humanity. Good humanity. Keep that in mind. Good humanity. But on a spiritual level, everybody goes on a different journey to God. Everybody dies by their self, and you go and your soul get uplifted to God in His own way. You have to get in tune with yourself, better yourself, understand yourself, because God is here in your mind. The nerves connect. It's a little universe that's connected to the big universe. Everything is connected in your mind. Once this shut off, your body shut off. Once you understand that and improve that to get the connection between you and the Most High, you will be all right. But if you following some other man ideals that's in the book to the littlest T, and I'm not saying there's no good stuff in the book, but if you following it and you not understanding what the book is about, you will be corrupted. Never follow no man, follow God, and follow yourself.
Yeah, I swear to you, I ain't making this up. The Blue Notes has a lot of plays on religion and preachers.
Sorry
if
for my
there's one
ramble.
recurring similarity between them all, it's that they're all interpreting the scripture to their own bias, their own agenda, their own reality. That could be as innocent as Jasmine seeing Jesus and Santa as one and the same, or it could be as destructive as Ruckus using it to push his racist agenda. Or, it could just be, Winston Jerome being gay. My whole point is, the show establishes that regardless of religion, it's very easy for those reading the scriptures to misinterpret based on their character and their bias. And these are things that can be done both consciously and unconsciously. I don't think the idea is to be entirely anti-religion or anti-spiritual beliefs, but I think it's supposed to raise questions on who we let influence our lifestyles. Any and every form of spirituality is personal, and because of that, all someone offers when they provide guidance and talks is their own understanding of reality. This isn't an anti-religious statement, but it should be stated. Religion, more often than not, is used to justify lifestyle choices, with the interpretation either reflecting their own values or serving as this utopian way in which you think people should live. Ultimately, it's all susceptible to scrutiny, and I think it's understandable that a lot of black people have become increasingly desensitized to it. In more recent cases, black people who learn more about their history stray further and further away from spiritual practices because of it. Some call it woke, but I hate that word, but we're not using it, I refuse. My point is, I feel like there's been this increase in black people viewing these concepts as incompatible because of how easy it is to corrupt and control those who are religious, and is an inherent part of our history, and I think that's ultimately because people are naive. Someone can yell out anything, but if they add "in the name of God" or "praise Jesus" and dress up in a certain way and do enough posturing, it's very likely that those who subscribe to those beliefs will, eat it up. This can be as simple as pushing agendas to advocating for Trump's presidency.
That's why He made His only begotten Son in your image. God hates darkness.
That's why it's so important to understand why you believe, what your own understanding is. And to understand that, we need to educate ourselves. Faith and education aren't mutually exclusive. Historically, Christianity isn't even a white man's religion. In the book The Early Church in Africa, it states that Christianity came to Egypt far before it came to European countries, to the point where it could be considered traditional African religion. And while slave masters used Christianity to keep black people oppressed, there were black people who knew about these lies and formed their own deviations of Christianity and their own understanding of it. And during the civil rights movement, the black church was a huge foundation for strategizing, unionizing, and educating the masses. Jesus was black, Moses' wife was black, and there's a bunch of references to African heritage within the Bible. Christianity isn't inherently a white man's religion, and any form of in-depth research will tell you that. But you'd only know that if you did research.
And that is I'm not about to stereotype it. I'm not about to put it just on our people, but that's a problem with people. I just say people in general. You gotta do your research. You gotta understand the stuff that you're reading. You just can't look at shit and just take it how it is. You have to ask questions. You have to. And you have to do the research to understand it. Like I said, the more you strengthen this, the better the connection is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Understand where you come from. Understand who you are. Because in Africa, yeah, we were spiritual people, but how we did our spiritual, I guess, would be the best word, rituals. I don't want to say rituals. That just sounds demonic to me. I don't know why. But our spiritual traditions They was different. Different clans, different cultures, different areas in Africa. You know what I'm saying? They was all going up to the Most High, but they was doing it in their own way. Meditate. You know what I'm saying? Clear your mind. Eat better. Stop eating animals and letting their spirits in your body. Stop messing up your energy and vibration with this stuff that is manipulating you. These phones, these damn games, porn, all that is poisoning your mind. And that's your most vital thing. Because if this fucked up, all this is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, and then another thing, you can't expect people to understand what you understand. Because somebody can read the same exact Bible as you and take something out of it that you didn't even get. Or you can get something out of it that they didn't get. And that's the beautifulness of it, because everybody going to see things different through their own eyes, from the background, from how they was brung up, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole beautifulness of your own spiritual journey. It's like, and people don't understand that, and it's crazy how you literally getting exploited for the stuff that you got the strongest belief in. Like, yeah, Jesus was black, Moses was black. Like, it's no point to argue about it. If people want to believe, people go believe what they want to believe. They say they're white, cool. Hey, as long as he's still good in your eyes, he can be white as long as you're a good white man. You know what I'm saying? If he's white, you should be a good white man. You should try to be like Jesus then. So that means no prejudice. That means no calling nobody the N-word. That means no police brutality. That means nothing. If he's a good man, nor if he's black, white, blue, purple, it don't matter. If he's a good man, he's a good man at the end of the day. And so you should aspire to be great. You know what I'm saying? But if you saying that Jesus is a good man, and yet you still going killing black kids, raping black women, and doing all this, and then you say in Jesus' name, fuck your religion. And that's how I feel about it. You can't say that and then do that behind it. And that's the whole scrutiny that's going on in this world. And that's why the religions have a big clash, because you're trying to manipulate something, then you got an authentic religion that's trying to do positivity for the people, and now you got a clash of who God I should believe, but it's only one God. But you got to find that in yourself instead of in a fucking book.
You asked questions, which is something a lot of people subscribing to these spiritual beliefs don't really do. You can't fear research. You can't fear doubt. Because then we as people are left to ask how secure you are in your own faith that you have to be so dismissive of any and all conversation.
Actually, Granddad, Christmas is a pagan holiday.
It is.
And Jesus probably hates you for celebrating it.
Knowledge and faith aren't incomparable, just as I don't think doubt and faith are incomparable. Dare I say, I think it's a powerful
Rest
weapon
in peace,
in strength,
man.
because faith is born in doubt. You know, when you've been systematically oppressed and battered, some would say be on the edge of return, and you have to live this life knowing that you're at the bottom of the barrel, you can really become jaded to this idea of a deity. In some cases, it manifests in this form of grudge or hatred.
Where was Santa when we was in the hood, huh? Santa ain't showing nigga no love back then. I didn't ask for much. Just
Santa
rims.
infiltrated the
Not even a
goddamn
whole core. And what do we get? Nothing. That nigga gonna pay what he owe.
Okay, yeah, cool. You know, Riley's ungrateful and materialistic. But the point being made here is that, you know, being in the hood, you know, not getting any love, you know, it makes sense. A lot of black people are mad at God because when they struggled and hustled, nobody was really there for them.
Why doesn't the real Santa come?
This is my last time pausing. That's fucked up. That people gave up on God because of your own situation, and you want Him to help you out of it. Okay, that came out wrong, way wrong. It's not bad to ask God for help. Not at all. Actually, you should want to put your faith in God. If you're not going to talk to anybody, talk to God. It's fucked up when you try to ask God to help you in a situation and you're not going to even help yourself in that situation. And there's a lot of people that do that. You'll be in a fucked up situation and say, God, please help me through the situation. Right? And then continue to do the same old shit over and over and over again. And then when you don't see no results, you'll be like, well, shit, he ain't helping me. That's a fucked up way to think. because God is going to help the man that has his own. I believe that's how it's saying go, which means that if you go out there and get it, you're going to get blessed on the journey. You have the power, God's power, to change your destiny. You have to take that in your own hands. You can't get a whole bunch of excuses of why you're not doing something and then hate that you're not doing it and blame somebody else. No, you need to blame yourself. I want to be big on YouTube. I want money that I can help my family and do all this stuff that, you know what I'm saying, for my future kids to be set and everything. But I can't just sit down or lay down and play games all day and then complain that I don't got no money and I still want to be a YouTube star. No, I got to get on here. I got to post my videos. I got to do what I got to do on the videos. And hopefully God will bless me with a video that blows up. You know what I'm saying? And bless me with the energy and the health and the mindset to keep going. That's the blessings. To keep you in your right state of mind to do what you want to do. That's a blessing. He's going to help you through that journey because you taking his power, you using his power that he gave you in this flesh body, and you putting it to work on a goal that you have that's going to entertain, change the world. You know what I'm saying? Entertain people and change the world through your words. You know what I'm saying? That's God's blessing. People get that construed like he's going to make something just fall out of the sky and you just going to wake up and have a fucking $1 billion on your chest. Nah, nigga, that shit ain't going to work like that. You got to put the work in. You ask for it, you put the work in, you will get blessed. Simple. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Ain't no real sin.
Which segues into this next point.
That's the law of oneness.
Someone say it's a miracle that black people still aren't slaves, excluding prison. Someone say it's a miracle that Huey's play even aired. Someone say it's a miracle that Shabazz was saved. Someone say none of it needed to happen in the first place.
Jesus. I believe the police came to this neighborhood and actually helped us out, man. That's crazy. Hey, that's because you was a disbelieving motherfucker. Miracles be happening in your face all the time, and you don't be trying to see them.
And someone say God works in mysterious ways. Maybe we're not appreciating the little miracles right in our faces. There's a lot of praying, and it's ultimately
I want to pause it.
But in that sense,
I want to pause. This is my video. But yeah, the miracles in our face. It's like I said, the miracles in our face is what we call luck. You know what I'm saying? It's a miracle. It could be the littlest thing, it could be the biggest thing. It's still a miracle. Luck is a miracle. Disguised in a word of luck. Best said. But miracles happen around us all the time. Miracles happen around us that we don't even see. You know what I'm saying? In a situation, the world's already getting fucked up. We know there's global warming, pollution in the air, this. It's a miracle that these plants are still striving and still giving us oxygen. It's a miracle that it could probably be something that's going on outside that's preventing something down the line the next day for killing me. It can be shit like that that you don't know about. I believe it's a million miracles happening in 1 second. You just don't see it. You know, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but you gotta have faith. You know what I'm saying? God. Because everything is connected to the universe, and that's the law of oneness. Manifesting something out of nothing through hard work and the blessings of God is the laws of attraction. You keep on saying it and it's going to pop up in this world. That's true. You keep on saying it, you keep on doing it, it's going to happen. That's like if you keep on thinking that you're sick for days and days, you're going to become sick. You know why? Because you're thinking it. You know why? Because your brain is connected to the universe. You know why? Because that's how God fucking created you.
You're in control of your own reality. The 5% Nation teaches that the black man is God. That as the first creation, we have spiritual seeds planted within us. I'm not sure how much I agree with that, but I think there's something to be said about how we, with our own free will, dictate what we take from biblical scriptures. In that sense, we are the rulers of our own reality.
Yes.
Because our free will has made our understanding subject to our own reality. Free will is a blessing and a curse. But then one could argue we're just making up our own gods. And what makes one god any less made up than the other? Even if the branch is the same religion, what makes one interpretation any more valid than the other? And just as Christianity was used to oppress black people, it was also used to uplift the black community in the civil rights era. It isn't rigid. It isn't decisively good or bad. It's grey. It's ultimately up to the individual what they use it for and how they represent it. I don't believe that religion is wrong. I don't believe that spiritual beliefs are silly. I say this as someone who does subscribe to some of these things. You can see it in the videos, but I do believe that there is a God. But we need to acknowledge our biases, and most importantly, the biases of others. You can't let a preacher dictate your way of life because of how good they are at posturing. A majority of the time that Jesus spent in the temple, he was criticizing the leaders and preachers. What do you think that says? Galatians 6:12 says, "We fight not flesh and blood, but powers and principalities." Just as Jesus is this double helix of humanity and spirituality, in many ways so are we. So instead of fighting our nature and trying to live this delusion of perfection, all we can really do is try to be the best versions of ourselves, and channel that into trying to make the world a better place. Learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, and plead the case of the widow. Spirituality can really bring out the best in people. It sparks a significant amount of black activism, and it can really make people want to better themselves and their surroundings. It can be a conduit and a vessel for sparking change. Jesus would criticize the system in place. He would curse. He would call people serpents and vipers. He would criticize the preachers and leaders, and I think there's something to be said there. Jesus was raw, honest, and advocated for change. There's nothing wrong with doubt and questioning things. Jesus' most loyal disciple was a guy that constantly said, "This shit ain't gonna work." Peter, what do you think that says about the nature of faith and how it works? Struggle is a test of faith, and black people are no strangers to struggle. Faith is almost what you want it to be. To some, that's what makes it absurd, but I don't know, to me, I think that's what makes it beautiful. There's something to be said about people having the ability to connect with and understand themselves through their spiritual beliefs. Because ultimately, that's a huge facet of what it all is. I don't think life is about being perfect. I think it's about being the best version of yourself. Black people have used their spiritual beliefs to uplift them, fight for change, and inspire themselves and others to be better people. I think any form of spirituality can help people better understand themselves. As to systematically disenfranchise, black people, we're often left praying for miracles. Does it make sense? That depends on your perspective, but I'm gonna leave you with this. The Passion of the Reverend Ruckus ends with two key events. Huey exposing the governor's gay lover, and the lightning strike that turns off all the electricity in the city. If the lightning strike never happened, then Huey's plan wouldn't have worked in time. But if Huey never went through with his backup plan, then Shabazz would have been executed straight after. Would you say that Huey made that miracle? Or was it a force that we can't understand? I think it's both. Ignoring the fact that Aaron wrote it, don't ruin my analogy. Black Jesus,
the powers that be,
and
hard work, man.
You can't expect a garden to grow anything if you don't give it soil, water, and care. I don't do gardening. The garden will do its part, but only.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I know it's a cartoon, obviously, but that backs up both what I said. It was luck that the lightning hit Uncle Ruckus, and the hard work that Huey did with his backup plan to get that shit through. God blessed him with that time gap with the lightning strike to get that to the mayor to stop the execution. Is that a miracle? Shabazz to say that's a miracle. First thing he'll do is say thank God. But when he say thank God, he thanking inner Huey for following his beliefs, his inner self, and finding out that this man is innocent. And the nigga that's over there doing stupid shit is the one that's getting punished by the wrath of God and being used for the greater good, and he don't even know it. Yeah, you got electrocuted, but that electrocution just saved somebody's life. You lucky you ain't dead, nigga. For real.
If you do yours, it's like our relationship with God is like our relationship with nature. If you do your part, then nature will take its course. Faith is complicated, but having faith while black is incredibly complicated. Yeah. Blackness and spiritual beliefs aren't incomparable. Some people inside and outside religion would like to convince you that spirituality operates under these certain conditions, these very specific conditions. Some would say it's driven by money, some would say it's drawn to suits, some are drawn to the amount of time someone spends in church, some would say it's moral superiority. It's all posturing and it means nothing. Spirituality is an opportunity to connect with and understand yourself.
Yes.
And religion is complicated because it can literally be used for anything, and it can be seen in any way. So to those who aren't religious, understand that faith isn't always this right-leaning, backwards conservatism. Or at least it doesn't have to be. You can never assume someone's understanding of faith. And to those who are religious, understand your biases. Use your faith to understand yourself, and try your best to interpret these scriptures in ways that make you a good person. As opposed to isolating yourself in this backwards bubble. Don't let fear-mongering preachers and politicians sway you from doing the right thing. People had the most malicious of motives behind religion, and it's why having faith gets such a bad rep. It's why people assume that those with it are uneducated. It's on you to have the sense, the conviction, and education to know when something is fishy. If a politician says, I'm gonna get all these black and brown people out of the country and rig the election in Jesus' name, then of course, then you shouldn't support them regardless of their faith. Because that's the equivalent of me supporting a bad black movie just because it's black. What kind of punk do I look like? Black people, we're so drawn to flash and image that sometimes we feel this need to adhere regardless of what's being said. A preacher could throw in, God, getting off the ground, and the whole crowd would go
For
crazy.
real.
I'm not saying that you're being brainwashed. I'm not saying you're being exploited. I just feel like we should be careful once again.
I'm
and
saying
know
you're
what
being
we believe.
brainwashed and you're being
Do your own
exploited
research.
and manipulated.
Question things. Don't fear your doubts. Those challenges should
You-
form the
you
substance
being lazy.
of your faith. Just like, the disciple Peter. This channel, this series, if you're a fan of what I deliver, understand that my desire to speak out is founded on my faith and my personal conviction. Those are my vessels for what I do. Regardless of what you take away from this video, understand that it's not my intention to convert people. Trust me, nigga, you and me both know that ain't happening. Believe
Yeah.
what you want to believe. I'll
Honestly.
leave you with this. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. There's a lot of things that as black people, it's very easy to see not changing anytime soon. Faith is therapeutic. It keeps us going. And regardless of where you channel that faith from or towards, we all want to believe that with enough hard work, we can live in a world of peace and create a better future. God works in mysterious ways, just like nature. So just do your part and plant your seed. And whether you believe in the garden or not, let nature take its course. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Operation Black Steel. Stay real.
That's beautiful, man. Like, that's a beautiful outro. I feel the same way. I don't want to convert nobody for believing what you would believe in. It's not my job to. I'm just tell you what helped me on my journey, on a spiritual journey. It's like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I have more confidence in myself. I believe if I do the dedication that I would to the Bible to myself and make myself a better person, I believe overall I will have a better life and all my goals will be completed. You set yourself up for the next generation. You want to better yourself every day, every week, every month, every year. That should be always your goal. Gain more knowledge. Get your health together. Hit the gym a little bit. You ain't necessarily got to be buff. You just want to be in shape. You know what I'm saying? Be nice to people. Try to understand people. That helps you understand humanity. Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up people in here. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos in here. But there's also a lot of good people, man. And you won't know who is good unless you try to talk to them. And you also won't know who bad because obviously, you can't speak a certain way. You gotta keep that on the hush hush. But man, just find your peace, gain knowledge, and take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be alright. That's it for this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.